Haven't got my camera in place. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I do apologize for changing things around. Yesterday, actually, let's go with this week has been absolutely crazy this last week, sort of thing. Lots going on, not always in a easy situation. Put it that way is probably a good way of putting it. But the energy has been crazy. So let me know in the comments, are you feeling this energy? Has it tested you? Are things coming up unexpectedly for you at the moment in that way? All right. So I'd love to know what you guys are feeling as well. We do have a few people coming in. I'm just going to say a quick hi to everybody. Hey, Michaela. Hey, Kim. How you going, honey? I will read comments very shortly. Hey, Debbie. How you going, hun? Hey, Michaela's. I think I said hi to Michaela. Steve's here. Hey, Steve. How you going? I do want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Being the odd night, unusual night, I should say. Nikki. Hey, honey. Um. Okay, so Kim's saying, Michaela, hi. Michaela saying very uh, bonkers energy right now. It really is. It's been really weird. Like I went away to Wales and seen some clients over and spent some family time, sort of thing. And it's like been one thing after another come up, and it's stuff that has had to be sorted, sort of thing, and it's taken my focus. Debbie saying, "Oops, testing me to, pardon me, my max right now." Take a step back, and this is for everybody at the moment. This energy is off the chart, and that we are being tested. I kind of feel like this is a last push to clear out that energy and to see how we react with things as well. It is really about not taking on other people's stuff as well, in the sense that don't absorb their energy. You can be there, you can help do what you need to do, but we don't need to allow them to pull on our energy um, as well. It's such a needed. Okay, Nikki, I'll come back to you in a minute, honey. Steve says energy is off the show right now, Leanne. It certainly is. It's been weird. Nikki's saying that Tuesday was her worst day. Actually, Tuesday was a pretty full-on day for us. We travelled back from Whyalla and we ugh, that road does my head in, I tell you. My parents had a truck run up there but on Monday on that road coming back, and they're okay, thankfully, but damaged the car. And then coming home on Tuesday, we actually had a truck on the wrong side of the road as we came around a bend, sort of thing. So it was just lucky we could respond in the right timing for that side of it as well. So there is all this physical stuff coming up, and I quite often say to people, look at what's going on. Look at the bigger picture. Why is that happening? What's it about? What's the lesson in all this stuff? I actually feel like because I've been dealing with mum and dad stuff with a car accident, I kind of feel like I've had to take a stand. It's kind of like standing up for your rights, so to speak, not just letting people push you around in that way. So let me know if you're sort of feeling the same thing, that the focus that you've had to sort of fight for you, your beliefs, your desires, your needs, your wants type of thing with that. Thank you, Nikki. Um, Haley and Steve is all saying it feels like to me that 2022 has been the year of death and 23 must be the energy of rebirth. That's actually quite interesting because this year, as you know, like my daughter's been going through cancer and stuff like that. This year has been a very, very testing year. To the point that I would say our world was turned upside down when she was diagnosed. And I know so many people are going through stuff, and being in that situation, Steve, you would know, but with your mum going through chemo and stuff, you get talking to people and you hear their journeys and the struggles they have had as well. So you know that there are people out there. I always say there's people out there worse off than you. sort of thing. There's always somebody going through so much more. But in the same time, that doesn't devalue what you're going through either. So it is really important to acknowledge that stuff as it is coming up and look at what it's about, look at the bigger lesson of it, and also focus on how do we move forward from this. So no matter what you're going through at the moment, give yourself the time to acknowledge that. My mum's here. Hey, mum. So give yourself the time to acknowledge that stuff as it's coming up. Look at the lessons in it, because the more we try to ignore that stuff, the more blocked we become, the more we push that energy down and suppress it. And this year really has been about moving a lot of that suppressed energy. I do see 2022, going back to Steve's comment, the year of death. I do see 2022 being on an energetic level, and this is going to seem weird after Steve's comment, that it has been a good year. Okay. When you look at, say, 2021, 22, sorry, 2021, with everything we went through, we've been going energetically, we've been going through some massive, massive shifts. Hey, Roz. So it has been moving a lot of energy. It has been a lot of stuff. A lot of people were stripped back to the basics, back on a level playing field, is the way I look at it, or I see it to be. So it's kind of like we've had to rebuild it and get moving forward. But at the same time, we are still evolving very quickly, and we are needing to move this energy. We're needing to remove the blocks that we have internally on a soul deep level. And for some of us, a lot of people have held on to stuff for many, many years. So some of that stuff can even come through from past lifetimes. So if you didn't detach or let go of it in a past life, there's a possibility you've brought stuff through into this lifetime. So if you're constantly being challenged, and I want to say even as a young child, more than likely it is very much connected to your past life stuff. Roz is saying she's over on YouTube. Beautiful, Roz. Um, so know that we've got to do the work on ourselves, and the more we're getting challenged, the more the universe is pushing us on a soul level to do that work, to let go of that stuff. Now also, when we are being challenged, we are being tested as well, because it's kind of like the universe is going, wow, okay, we're going to throw you this challenge and we're going to test you, and we're going to see how you react. Do you go back to your old ways, your old structures, like you may have in the last decade or two? Or do you actually stop, take a deep breath, look at the bigger picture, look at the lesson in that, and think about how you're going to respond, how you're going to react? Because so many people will react very quickly and jump into that in heightened energy that then creates that drama, that out of balance sort of feeling with that. So I'm encouraging people to take a step back out of the energy at the moment, take a deep breath and ground yourself. When you do that, it actually can bring more clarity in, and we're not being sitting too much in the head space. We're staying more in the heart space by staying balanced and grounded as well with that. Also, when you've got stuff going on, Spirit's just reminding me, find a way of acknowledging it and letting it go. Okay, for me, I used to bottle everything up for months, carry all these energy of your clients and everything else, your personal life and whatever else, until I'd get to the point that I was just about burnt out, exhausted, tired, couldn't deal with it anymore. So I'd go down the beach, put my feet in the sand, ground myself, release everything back out to the ocean as the waves roll back. These days, I've got myself in a habit of doing it regularly, in the sense, not so much running to the beach, but more so in the sense of stopping, reflecting on what my week has been, what I learnt from it, what I needed to give gratitude, and releasing it all back to the universe. Okay. Like I said, I've been helping mum and dad with their stuff at the moment. So and that stuff can be quite intense at times for anybody going through that stuff. So like for me, I made the point of, at the end of the day, just reflecting, giving gratitude, sending it back. It doesn't have to be a long exercise. For me, I've got it down sometimes to 4 or 5 minutes sort of thing, and it's more of a sense of grounding myself, breathing, clearing the mind as well. So let me know in the comments what it is that you do for yourself. Are you practicing a technique that you could share with others as well? On, being present in what is going on, in how to acknowledge and let go of stuff as well in that way. And actually, one of my students reached out to me tonight and or late this afternoon and said that, something happened to her just recently, and through doing my beginners level 1 and also the inner soul, and I'll talk about those shortly, the inner soul guidance workshop couple of weeks ago that we did in person back, I think it was early November. She's gaining tools that are helping her to acknowledge what she was doing when stuff came up and she felt challenged, but also how to respond to it and noticing in herself. And I'm very proud that she can see the difference in herself after, I think she's on module 3 of the workshop, in the way that she's reacting, the way that she has made positive change in her life rather than carrying that energy on for days and days and not being able to let go of it. So that's huge. That really is huge for a lot of people because people do hold on to stuff, and we've done it for decades. And like I look at, a couple of generations ago when they were pretty much told when something happened about it, we shut down. We didn't talk about it. We just bottled it up and it was forgotten type of thing until later in life something would trigger them and that energy would come back up, those memories, those issues. And I'm a big believer when we hold on to stuff in our aura, eventually our energetic field goes, enough is enough. I can't keep carrying this energy no matter what it is. And it will give you the physical. So we see a lot of the health issues and stuff come out. And that's why I believe a lot, like a couple of generations ago, a lot of those older people would pass of cancers, pretty serious cancers in that way. So, whatever it is you're holding on to, acknowledge it, give gratitude, let it go. But also, the biggest thing is look at what the lessons are in that stuff as well. All right, I didn't actually plan to go off on that journey or that thing. So, hey, Joanne. Lee is also saying hi to Roz, and I know Roz is here in the background, as I said, in YouTube, and she'll be keeping an eye on things. Hey, Whitney, how you going? Nikki is also here. Um, Nikki says, I don't like these challenges at the moment, though. Okay. So, honey, give yourself that space, that time, and look at what it is. What is it really about? And I want to encourage people not to look at things at a bit like eye to eye level. Okay. Because when we look directly at something, we're only seeing what it is that's put in front of us. I want you to start thinking about expanding your energy out further and looking at the bigger picture. Why is that happening? What is the lesson in this? Why do we have to go through this? What do we got to take from it to move forward? In that way, because it is very much about how we move forward and move past stuff with it and letting it go as well. So, I quite often get people say to me, why is my partner this way, or why has my sibling done this or whatnot? I always like to look at the bigger picture, and quite often it comes back to one of the first things that will come up a lot of the time is conditioning, our upbringings, our belief systems that we are conditioned by because we're conditioned by other people's beliefs that suited them in that time frame, that decade, when whatever it was. But as we're growing and evolving and the universe is changing energetically, these major shifts that we're all been going through, we need to evolve with it. So the old ways, the old structures may not work. And when it comes down to conditioning, it is like we do what we're conditioned to. Okay. And so whatever you were taught to do, whatever you were taught to believe in, is what you are feeling comfortable, safe in. So you will take that on. Okay. Um, Carly says, Evening, Leanne. Hope you are well. Beautiful lady. I am doing well. A little bit tired. My daughter had chemo today and it turned into a whole day experience. Um, which doesn't surprise me with my daughter because she does things the hard way lately, but it pretty much doubled the time of chemo, but that's okay. We got there at the end. We've all come home. And it was funny because everybody just scattered for their bedroom. Tara went to hers, Paul and I went to ours, and we had a nana nap. So, and I think it was more than just a nana nap in the end. I reckon I lost about an hour and a half without realizing until the phone rang, and it wasn't mum this time. Um, so just wondering if you have anything for me. I will come back to that, honey. I've got to stop and take a deep breath at the moment, honey. All right. Katarina is here. She's saying, Hi, Leanne. Really stressed about my job choice. Did I choose the right one? And will I release the personal benefits I was hoping for as well? Working on letting the energy flow, but it's been very difficult of late. Love and light and positive vibes. Honey, I do feel that you have gone down this pathway for a reason. I actually feel it's a stepping stone to something bigger. So I get yes to the personal benefits with it as well with that. Okay. It came up, it was put in front of you for a reason is the reference I get with that. So I wish you all the best with that. Just be patient. Let that, like you said, let that energy flow. Whitney says, I used to be one to react fast, but have learnt not to. No, as only taken about 33 years. For some of us, it does take a long time, honey, and it is really important to acknowledge that stuff when it comes up too. You know, I keep saying to people, we keep repeating lessons until we learn it. So you may find you might not have learned it the first or the second or the third time, but different situations will repeat themselves with the same lesson in it. So until we learn that lesson, we don't move on from it. Mum has a question. I get yes with that without even reading it. Mum has a question. Did she use one of her 9 lives last night when she almost choked on a lolly with that? Oh, that's scary. Now she's giggling madly, laugh out loud. I got yes. So, and you laugh about 9 lives, okay? Because what spirit quite often show me is we actually come into this world with 3 preset dates. And those dates are, it could be a near miss, it could be something that happens. It's one of those dates we have chosen to leave this earth, so to speak, as we know it. But it's kind of like we don't know which date it is. So for some people, they might get through all 2, and the third one be the final one. It might be the second, it could be the first type of thing, but we usually do have a near miss or something that could have been quite serious on one of those dates. So I laugh when you say about the 9 lives as in a cat. Hey Anna, how you going? Joanne says, do you think a part of our life is predestinated, even a very small part? Yes, definitely. We know when we come into this lifetime what our journey is, what we need to learn, what we need to take out of it. On that soul level, the soul has all that. We come in like with the best way I can explain it is like we come into this lifetime with like a contract set out. We must experience this, 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 and this. Okay. So the situation isn't always clearly laid out on how it's going to happen, but the lesson, the connection is sort of very much set in that sense. So it might not play out in the way that you felt it might because you may have taken a different direction or made a different choice in that moment. But it is very much about the lesson and what we take out of it. Okay. So that's a really good question. I love the way you guys are asking questions. I love it. Jasmine says, hey, would love a card or two. I'm in need of one at the moment. Okay, honey, I will get to that. Evelyn, hey honey, how you going? Vicky is also saying hi there. Hey Vicky. Rachel, hey honey, how you going? Kelly Ann says, hello lovely, I've been on work comp for 8 weeks and now working disputing am I being goodness just cut off, loss, and go out now on my own. I feel you need to stick out a little bit, honey. You are being tested for a reason. Um, I do see you going out on your own, but just not yet. All right. So stay strong. And this is what I'm talking about. Stay strong. If if the fight is there, fight it. If you are standing your ground, you're working from the heart space, and it is very much about not letting people push us around. Okay. We can accept things and just move on from it and let people walk all over us, or we can stand up for our rights and our needs. Okay. You got her at work. You are in the right. It is part of, an employee with employers thing with employees that there is risk of accidents and injury. And I've been down the work cover compensation line many years ago, and I'm talking probably 20 years ago now as well. And I know the system has changed a lot since I was involved, but it is very much a mental game. It is, I want to say game in general sort of thing. But if you're not a strong person, walk away. Okay. If you are a stronger person and believe in your rights and know you deserve better, stand your ground is my advice with that, honey. And only you can make that choice as well. But I just feel now's not the time quite to go out on your own. It is coming. I feel like you need to focus more on next year with that. Okay. Hey, Natasha. How you going, hun? Kelly and sends love to you and your daughter. Thank you, honey. Much appreciated. Um, Joanne says, hope your daughter has a speedy recovery. Thank you, honey. One more chemo to go in a fortnight's time, and hopefully that is the end of treatment, but ongoing medication. So Vicky says, I absolutely hate going to the dentist. So do I. I love my dentist, but I love to hate him at the same time. I have a problem with a couple of teeth. Anything to worry about? No, I get you'll get on top of it. Okay. Evelyn says, I do too. Okay. Natasha, wondering if you could tell me what my partner's uh, intentions towards me are. Thank you. Okay. Straight away with that, honey, I get there needs to be some boundaries set and communication lines open. Pardon me with that side of it. Okay. I do see a long future together, but I get the reference to it is very much about finding balance. All right. So wishing you all the best. Uh, for me, you're reading. Inbox me. It looks like we've got another scammer there asking people to inbox. Sorry, I clicked on it and not realized. Nikki says, thank you, Leanne, but I just don't know how to look at things differently. Is there anything from my loved ones? What do you mean, honey, you don't know how to look at things differently? Okay. Take a step back, and hopefully this will help. Take a step back out of that energy so you're not so attached to things. All right. Because when we are very close to the energy, the things going on physically, emotionally, and mentally, it can become very clouded. All right. We don't see the bigger picture. When we actually take that half a step or that step backwards and we kind of detach ourselves on a certain level, and this is something I've learned over the years to do. So I'm not so, I can be very present and very, involved in what's going on, but emotionally, you're not attached. You see things much clearer when you take the emotion out of it, is probably a good way of putting it. And it's something that takes practice. So I always say to people, practice makes perfect. All right. So be aware of what's going on. Look at the bigger picture, do the breath work, stay grounded. And when you find that balance, you will find things will flow. Hey, Bridget, sorry, honey. Katerina is here as well. You're beautiful, going to give me give me comfort. You are very welcome, honey. It's my pleasure. Oh, God, there's another one. Same one. Nice to see you too, Bridget. Just a reminder, guys, don't inbox those people. They ask, scammers. Sorry, I realized it as soon as I went to click on Steve always has tools. He helps out. I love it. Best video I've seen that explains soul contracts are by Lisa Williams' Journey to the Afterlife on YouTube. And he highly recommends it, and I do too. Lisa is one of my huge mentors. I actually got certified by her in mediumship and in psychic a few years ago. So she has played a big role in my part, and we still do connect. So Lisa, if you're watching, hello. I'm pretty sure she's back in the US at the moment. Sarah, I will get to readings very shortly. I also have some beautiful inner soul members in the green room down the bottom at the moment, and I will bring them up very shortly because they do get priority being inside of my membership. I actually just realized I don't have my banner with my link on it. Let me just grab it when it loads. Let's go themes overload. Yay. Technology is playing wonders. Let's go. No, it doesn't look like it's actually working tonight. That's technology for you. Kylie says, guidance, please. Do I leave both situations? I actually got a strong yes with that, honey. Like I said, only you can make the decisions when it comes to us. All right. Trust your heart, not your head, is the reference I get. I always say that to myself. Beautiful, Bridget. Wonderful. Kellyanne says this workplace bullies with boss and her best friend, staff members. Reflect that back, honey. And this is a good tool for everybody. When you are in a situation where whether you're around negative people that draw on your energy, or you just don't like what's going on, when you got to deal with those people, see a mirror between you and them in your mind with the reflective side facing them. So when they push that energy, that bullshit, the bullying energy and that sort of stuff onto you, you're actually reflecting it back. So what you're doing is you're not taking it on yourself, and you're not allowing them to affect you in the way that they normally do. All right, so that's a good tool for a lot of people to use for many situations. Okay. And Kristen says, hi, do you see me moving into my new apartment soon? I get yes with that. Okay. Whoops, that one's a blank message. All right. So before I jump down and say hello to the beautiful girls in the waiting room, I do want to just talk about our inner soul guidance cards, which I will get to readings very shortly. And I will use these. So this is a deck for a lot of you already know about. I am seeing some new names coming in as well. This is a deck Deb Gilmore and myself did throughout the COVID situation, and we had published. Now, we do have a special on these. They are $39.95 a deck. For the month of November, we have had free postage within Australia. So that saves you about $15 on the deck if we were to post it out to you. Now, these cards have gone absolutely crazy in the last couple of weeks with this special on. People are ordering themselves a deck and then getting them and falling in love with them, and they are placing orders for another 2-3 decks to actually give to people for Christmas. They have been so wrapped with it, and the feedback is huge that we are getting in a very positive way. So if you want to get yourself a deck of these, Deb and I spoke about it today. We are actually looking at extending the special on freight through to the middle of December. Okay. Now, keeping in mind, if you do want these for Christmas for people or for yourself, do remember that Australia Post at this time of year is extremely busy. And they're saying that by mid-December, your parcels need to be in the mail for it to arrive in time for Christmas. So the sooner you get on board with or get on and do your order, the sooner you will be getting them, and guaranteed that delivery before Christmas as well. The other thing is we will be at the Old Adelaide Jail this weekend on Saturday. I will be doing private readings in cell number 28. Yes, I will be reading out of a cell, and it is so cool doing it. From I think it's 11 a.m. it opens to the public, right through to 7 p.m. on this Saturday, being the 26th of November. If you want to book a reading, please do reach out to me and book a time with me. They are 20-minute readings. Otherwise, we will have the cards there on sale as well. I'm pretty sure Deb at this stage, Deb is booked in to do the stall. At this stage, depending on what's going on car-wise with mum and dad, we may have a stall set up as well with crystals and stuff, as well as me reading inside of the building as well. So do jump on, check out the website, innersoulguidance.com.au, or you can go through my website, leannewinston.com, and go to the link in the toolbar to Inner Soul that will take you through to the ordering thing. Shauna, hey honey, how you going? Whitney is saying prayers and thoughts to your daughter. Thank you, honey. I really appreciate it. All right, let's quickly bring Dee up and say hello to her. Let me just bring you up, honey, and give me a moment while that comes up. Okay. Oh, there we go. How you going?
Good. I'm just crocheting while I'm waiting.
Cool. I picked my crocheting up this morning because I'm making a present for somebody to take to chemo, and then I changed my mind. Then I got there and went, I should have bought it.
You would have had all day to do it too.
Yeah, I could have got probably half the project done in a day, or half of what I've got left to do. So it might have kept me a bit more alert and awake, but oh well. It was what it was.
I never got my mum to show me how to use crochet cotton.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I never got her to show me how to do tea towels or anything like that. I can't read a pattern, can't copy anything.
Yep.
And I've got this cotton there, and I'm like, I found some tea towels. I'm like, So I bugged someone online who's selling them and went, what size needle do I use? So she helped me.
Oh, beautiful.
And then I YouTubed it. And the first one, that looks nice.
Yeah.
By the sixth one, it looks really good.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how it takes practice? My first time of a beanie, I think I unpicked it 10 times before it actually took shape and was like a beanie, because we started knitting them for the cancer ward, but it's getting to that stage where it's probably getting too hot for those sort of things.
I know.
Yeah.
But I had my second one, I did, and I couldn't sleep, so I was up till like midnight, and it looked horrible. I don't know what I did wrong, but it went in like this. And I'm like, I can't handle this. It's wrong. So I just cut it off, hid it. And Bryce comes out the next night and he goes, why did you cut it off? Well, you know what I'm like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. I started unpicking for a bit, and then it was like, nah, I'm buggered. Throw it in the bin.
No, I just cut it off.
Yeah.
I
found it easier for myself to actually watch YouTube videos and watch them do a row, stop it, do that, what they sort of show you to do, and then go on and watch the next part. That's how I taught myself, because I'm left-handed too, and my daughter was trying to teach me, and she's right-handed, and she's going, Mum, you're not doing it right.
Oh, well, I'm club-fisted. I hold mine like a spoon and go like this.
Oh, okay.
And no one can teach me how to do it, but my mum taught me when I was really young, but I can do squares.
Yeah.
That's easy, and treble. But I thought, look, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And I've got this cotton, and I'll just use up what I've got. Yeah. And I thought, this is going to be too hard. But I've actually done the shells on the bottom. I'm like, that looks really good.
Well done. That's excellent.
Yeah. And I thought, I did it.
Yeah. And it's so relaxing. I find it relaxing. Yeah.
And I've been watching Christmas movies. All the Christmas stuff's come out.
Yeah.
So I've been doing my Netflix, watching Christmas movies, doing that because we've finished school for the year.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, downtime.
That's
So
it.
yeah, I've been watching
Yeah.
Christmas movies on Netflix and crocheting and filling out paperwork and
Yeah. I
doing
think
all that.
we're all needing that downtime at the moment.
Yeah, yes, this week's hard because my mum's anniversary is Saturday.
Yeah.
So I get very emotional, and yesterday was a really, really emotional day.
Yeah.
And it made me realise how isolated I am. I rang my daughter. She didn't respond properly, and I just shut down.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just shut
So
myself down.
what do you think triggered that?
I don't know, but I just had just a very, very emotional day, and I get like that every time my mum's anniversary comes around.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of a
Christmas
trigger.
comes around, yeah.
Yeah, which is totally understandable, and it's human nature to feel that
Mm.
sort of thing. But also, do you feel that you grieve mum's passing in a way that you needed to?
No.
Yeah. So to me, it is that feeling when you said that because it's so emotional that there is still the grief
Yeah.
there that needs, and maybe you just need to give yourself the space, the time, and the permission to be able to grieve her in the way that you need to, what's right for you.
Yeah, it's just stupid things like I keep picking up the phone to ring her, and it's like she's been gone 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Silly things like that. But Bryce's mum's been fantastic. I've gotten really close to her, and
Oh,
I ended up ringing
beautiful.
her. I rang her this
Beautiful.
morning and said I had an emotional day, and she was really good.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. It's good that you've got her to be
Yeah,
able to connect with in that way. Why do you think it's been triggered at the moment?
not sure. I'm just really, really emotional.
Yeah. I
Um,
think I wouldn't say I've been emotional just recently. I was last week more so than this
yeah.
week, sort of thing. But we do hold on to energy, as you know,
Mm.
and we do take on other people's emotions.
Oh yeah,
And I can, whoops, something's just come up on my screen. My Advast is doing its thing. Um, I can sit and have a cry and not know why I'm crying, sort
yeah,
of thing. And I know it's not mine, but it's also a release to let everything go. So, if we can let stuff go, we move forward much easier. It's when we keep pushing it down, suppressing it, that those emotions get bigger and bigger and keep
yeah.
getting more in heightened sort of thing. So,
And that's
I
what I
could,
did. I just squashed it.
yeah,
And I thought,
and
no
that's
one's ever listened. No one wants to listen. No one wants to know if I'm okay.
yeah,
It was like,
that's
just
it.
shut down.
Yep. So, we keep putting on the brave face, we keep pushing through,
Mm,
and it gets to the point that we can't control it anymore. So those emotions have got to come up. So,
mm,
I say to people, give yourself the time to cry, kick, scream, whatever it is you need to do to move that energy, because we feel so much better after it,
yeah,
sort of thing. And it is very much okay to acknowledge that, where before in the old structures, the old ways, we've had to sort of, like I said before, hold it close to our chest, shut it down, not talk about it,
mm.
sort of thing. So, and it's okay to say I'm not all right at times too.
It
So,
is. And it's getting other people listen. Like I listen to their problems all the time.
yeah,
And it's like, yesterday I just did not want to listen to them.
yeah,
If I can
yeah,
joke and you want to take it the wrong way, I just was like, I needed to talk. You weren't there.
yeah. So be it.
And I think what triggered it was my relative went into hospital and she just didn't contact me all weekend to tell me how she went. And I think that did trigger it when I
Yeah,
think about it. Just the fact that another one did that,
yeah,
you know, I
yeah.
don't need that, correct?
Mm. And that's the thing. Like I keep saying to people, we need to choose me. We need to
Mm,
choose us, sort of thing as well. And the more time's going on, the more that is becoming more and more apparent
mm,
in that sense. And we do get to the point where we are pushed to our limits, where we go, stuff it. This has got to be about me now.
yeah,
Tara actually said something to me yesterday, and I can't even remember what she said. And I just turned to her and said, this is my conversation. This is about me, not you. Because she
yeah.
went, I want blah, 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 or I want to do this. I'm like,
Mm,
hang on, no, it's about me and what suits me. We're not, we work around you for everything else. This moment is me. And I thought, oh, she didn't like that, but that's not my problem. That's hers,
Yeah.
sort of thing, because I chose me and it needed to be about me, where I would have normally gone, okay, well, we'll work around you. And it was like, okay, this is something I wanted to do. I wanted to have that time, that space. And she needed to bombard it, sort of thing, in a sense. She didn't mean to, but yeah.
Yeah, I've done that, like gotten stronger and just said no.
Yeah.
And they really don't like it. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, it's like,
That's
no.
it.
But yeah, I think that did trigger me on the weekend, what happened.
Yeah.
And then it's carried over, and I really just needed to talk to someone yesterday.
Yeah.
And like, I'm okay today. And then I rung Bryce's mum and I had to talk to her.
Beautiful.
And then I rung her after I tried doing all this Centrelink paperwork, and I just said, I need an adult.
Yeah.
Oh, Centrelink stuff's throwing me around the twist.
Do you know what? When Tara was diagnosed, I went through 13 weeks of hell with them, and I turned around and told them, stick it up their butt. It's not worth it for our situation. Everybody's different, obviously, but the hell they put you through when you're already going through hell, so to speak, it's wrong. The system sucks.
My mum, they kept ringing me and asking me, how long are you going to look after your mum for?
As long as it takes.
Yeah, and I finally got shitty with them after letters and letters asking me how long I was going to be a carer for. I turned around and said, Mum, I've got Centrelink on the phone. When are you dying? They need to know. And the lady went, oh!
Well, it's the truth.
Time.
Yep. My daughter got cut off of her payment. She gets money, I don't, for being a carer. She got cut off her payment because she was not meeting their expectations. She had a doctor's certificate to say she cannot work through to March next year. And they went, no, you've got to go out and find work. And I said, please explain. Well, I rang up and got really wild. And I'm like, please explain how somebody having chemo every fortnight is meant to go out and find a job and work and find an employee that is willing to work around having a week of feeling nauseous and really ill and off.
Exactly.
And a week on top of things. And it was like, oh, sort of thing. It's ridiculous. It really is.
Because my cousin's got stage 4 cancer. She's going through stuff and they want her to find a job. And as she went, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's just really, and then you've got someone who pretends they got a sore back on Centrelink and you're like, yeah, right. Or an alcoholic and you're like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's it. It is ridiculous. It really is. So
yeah, it is. So
but that's the world. And for me, I did what I needed to do, and it wasn't. I would rather give up that money than put up with the constant stress of them in that sense. So I couldn't justify it anymore.
No.
And the stress they were putting you through with, I think there was a form they wanted to do around my business. I submitted 3 times and they're like, oh, we need this again. I went, that was my final straw. I went, I have submitted this on this date, and this date. Oh, somebody's clicked on something wrong. We need it again.
Their problem, not yours.
Not my problem.
They made me drive all the way into town to do it.
Yeah.
I had to say, it was either go to a JP, which is driving 10 minutes away, getting all the paperwork signed, then getting them to verify the information, or driving a half an hour into town, getting them to verify and see that he's a human being.
Yeah.
And put
that's what they forget. The system forgets we're human beings.
Yeah.
And then to find somebody on the other end of the phone that actually knows what they're talking about. Like for me, I was very lucky. One of the ladies I did get after 4 or 5 conversations and hours on the phone, she said, you just need the doctor to put this, this, and this, and it won't be a problem. And it's like, but they did that before. And it was the person that submitted it that had the issue, made the issue.
Yeah. They either click the wrong point or type in the wrong information or...
Yeah, that's it. So fun. Beautiful. All right, hon, did you have a question you'd like to ask?
Just a message, because I still carry a lot of guilt about the way my mum died.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not yours to carry. It was her journey.
I know, but I should have fought harder with the doctors and stuff. So
No, I want to argue that.
it was her time to go. She was
It
tired.
was. Exactly. You know the answers. It
Oh,
wouldn't have mattered how much you fought for her,
mm,
or with the doctors. It was her journey. It was her time. You can't change that, honey.
I know.
You did everything you needed to do for her. You made her as comfortable as possible. You were there. Oh, she's going to get emotional on me now. You were there to love her, to care her, and protect for her, and that's all that matters. Okay, so
Well, who knows?
she knows well and truly. I feel she's found ways to show her appreciation since her passing through signs and different things like that. So it's just, sometimes we forget those things. And like when I started to argue with you or disagree with you, because she's disagreeing with you, it's like she knows this, but she's in her headspace. So go do the work on you. Find peace within you. All right, because mum is very much at peace.
I know. I'm just miss her so much.
Yeah, which is totally understandable. My grandmother, my mum's mum, has been gone for many years, and every now and then she'll say how much she still misses them. And I think it
Oh,
was like 1992 or something, Nana died.
mm,
So we have those moments in our life, and especially when we're more tired, exhausted, run down, that we
yeah.
do. That's the times we would normally want that cuddle or feel that. Close your eyes, clear your mind, feel her beautiful energy around you, her arms around you, giving you that hug.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've seen the butterflies. This
beautiful.
week has been
Yeah,
butterflies everywhere,
yeah,
but it's just the oh, I don't know how to say it. Just like we were together for 10 years,
yeah,
24/7.
yeah. She was your everything for that time. So we've got a lot of beautiful messages coming through. I'm just putting them up on the screen. I'm sure you might go back and read them a bit later.
Yeah, I
So
will. Yeah.
yeah, and that's the thing when we spend so much time, and I know, like for myself, just being Tara's carer and going through all her appointments and that,
Yeah.
it is hard to sort of separate yourself from that person that you
Mm.
become for them at that time. So it's a journey in itself.
Yeah, and then you start crying and you think, oh God, I'm a sook.
You do. I totally agree. I've been
Mm.
there, done that. And it could be the stupidest little thing that somebody says or does that sets you off, and you go, "Oh my god."
Yeah, and like this crocheting, I feel like saying, I did it. It's like, I did it, Mum. I did it.
Yeah. So
You know,
allow
oh,
yourself to feel her energy with you at that time. I
mm,
always say to people when you're doing stuff and something pops up in your mind unexpected, like you'll think of them or reminded of something they may do or say, please know that is their soul with you at that time.
yeah, I smelled her the other night.
I love it. Did you
She was
acknowledge
at
her?
me for yeah, I was like, I can smell perfume.
Yep.
And everyone else is going, no. And I'm like, yeah, I can. And they
Yeah.
said, no, it's just the mosquito. And I said, no, it's not mosquito stuff.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
it.
her.
Yeah. And I
So,
always say,
yeah.
trust that first thought. It's the monkey mind that comes in that we question ourselves.
Yeah, and it's like the butterflies lately are just, and I
Yeah.
keep saying, thank you, Mum, every time I see a butterfly.
Perfect. I love it.
So, but
So
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
Wonderful, honey.
But after Saturday, I'll be fine. But I know when Christmas comes,
Yeah.
you get a bit sad, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I always say to people, give yourself a moment, close your eyes, take that deep breath, clear your mind, allow yourself to feel their energy because just because they aren't here in the physical form, they
yeah,
are here energetically, soul wise.
yeah.
Sort of
As
thing.
long as she
They're still
knows
a part
that
of her.
I did
She
everything.
does. She does. It's just you that needs to accept
Mhm.
you did what you could and what was needed. We always feel that we could have done so much more.
Yeah, some part of me wishes I had fought the doctor more,
Yeah,
which I did. I said to them, if they don't do something now, she's going to be dead by Monday.
yeah,
And she died on the Sunday.
Yeah.
you
But
know.
look at the bigger picture. That was her journey. She was tired. She didn't
She
want you to
she
watch
was.
her suffer.
She came out of rehab for pain, being told that pain didn't exist.
Yeah.
It was all in your head.
Yeah.
And she cried and cried and cried. What am I going to do? How am I going to live with this pain? And then she choked on the peanut a week later. And I think that was her way of, I know she
Yeah.
was tired. I know she needed to go, but it still hurts.
Yeah, it does. And
Mm.
that's where you need to give yourself that space, that time to grieve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But just one more hug I'd give the world for.
Yeah. Take that deep breath, clear your mind, feel that. You can do it
Yeah.
at any time. Even if it means just sitting and holding a photo of mum, put her up to your heart. Hug that photo. Like I said, clear your mind. Do
She's
the
on
breath
my
work.
mantle. I've got her ashes and she sits up there. I've actually moved her.
Yeah.
So she's on the other side near the Buddhas and I've got her ashes and
Lovely.
I can't spread them. I can't.
Yeah.
I just feel that's where she needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, honey.
Thank you.
We could talk all night.
Yeah. But thank you for being this book.
You're
Oh,
very welcome, honey. It's my pleasure. You take care of you.
yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
Have a good
You're
night.
welcome. You too.
See ya.
Bye for now. Bye. Oh, so many beautiful souls. And oops, sorry guys. Let me get rid of that. Oh, I pushed on the wrong button. And I am seeing so many beautiful comments come through with love and support. So I want to say thank you to those that are being very loving, supporting, and understanding as well. I know I haven't got to as many people with readings as I want to. Let me just bring quick Jen up and say hi to her. As I said, membership, people in my inner soul do take priority, but I will get to those others in a moment as well. Hey, honey. Oh, what's going on there? Now my other screen doesn't want to work. How you
Did
going?
this work with Deb?
Sorry, what was that?
Was this working before? I did with D?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it
Oh,
did. Yeah, that's where you
just
threw me because I thought you said Deb for a second,
yeah, I
but
did say
it
Deb.
did.
I'm very tired.
It's weird. So what if I just push that?
It just hates me.
That's I don't know about that. It's just technology. Yeah, it was weird because on the back end of my screen, I get like multiple screens
Yeah.
sort of thing where it gives you the options to do more. But yeah, no, it's not doing it. It oh, hang on, my camera's just turned off. Now let me try that.
Oh.
No, no, that's okay. We'll just look at your pretty face. How are you?
Good. Tired.
I was just going to say you look a bit tired.
Yeah, it's been a big few days.
Yeah.
Hi, Michaela. Yeah, it's been very busy at work, and today in particular was a very long day.
Yeah.
I was sick all last week and have only sort of come good in the last couple of days. So
Oh
yeah,
no. Did you
yeah.
nurture yourself through it?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
So I found out late last week that I was getting an extension at work, which is really good.
Yeah.
Except I've sort of started the process of looking now. So I'm like, it's probably
Yeah.
not a bad idea to keep looking and
Yeah.
putting your feelers out, but job hunting is awful. Applying
Yeah.
for jobs is awful.
I can imagine it. Yeah, it's hard, and it's a process in itself, isn't it? I'll just leave that up so people can read that comment
Yeah.
as well. So I do feel that it is the right thing to keep looking, because it is the feeling the right job will fall into place at the right time. So yeah,
Yeah.
the joys.
I need to change my mindset around job hunting and trying to think of it as a positive thing, as something fun rather than just being like, oh,
Yeah.
I hate doing it. It's just
That's
so
it.
boring.
And that's the thing, when we do get into that feeling of, okay, work's a drag, I've got to, like, I'm on the hamster wheel type of thing, we
Mm,
kind of keep drawing that energy in. Where if you do move more into that fun, loving, balanced energy, that's where things shift,
yeah,
sort of thing. So that flow happens. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
It's not so much even the job. The job I don't mind, but yeah, I just feel like I could do with a bit of a change. That's all.
yep,
So
that's it. And that's the
yeah,
thing. Change is as good as a holiday, apparently. But I
fantastic.
also say it's about choosing me, sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you.
the good thing is that with the extension, because I was just going to apply for like anything and everything, whereas now I can be a little choosier as what I'm applying for, and
Yep.
we'll see what
That's
happens.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's it. Just go with the flow, surrender to it, and it
Yeah.
will take shape. So beautiful.
Yes.
Did you have a question, honey, you'd like to ask?
No.
No? Oh, I feel
Okay.
you're on the right track. So it's got a good feeling to it.
Uh,
I'm going to pull, I'll bring me up. I did just pull your card, so I'm sure you're okay with that. So,
mhm.
the week card, and I had to laugh when that came out because it literally fell out of my hand in the deck. So it is very much about the hard work that you've been doing and needing to reap the rewards. It's time to plant the seeds for your growth. Sow your seeds you wish to reap, and you will gain from the harvest. So that's perfect. You're putting it out there, job wise.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
So
I think that also kind of relates to, I've been thinking recently that I need to start not investing in myself, but more like trying to find things that make me happy. Like I used to be
yeah,
involved in a lot of different things, and they've
yeah.
all kind of dropped off. So I was like, okay, let's try and get some kind of community going, and yeah.
Perfect.
So
I
so
love
it's
it.
interesting that you've we're talking about crocheting. I used to crochet quite a lot, except I must have really bad technique because I'd wake up and I won't be able to feel my hands. Like my hands
Oh,
are
yeah,
completely numb, and I just think that it's not good for me.
yeah.
And as soon as I've stopped, it's stopped. So I know that it
It's
was
related.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's sad because I do enjoy it, but I also enjoy feeling my hands. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, I find the same, like, I will throw myself into the crochet and do it for hours and hours and a few days in a row type of thing. My neck and shoulders really start to play up. I give it a
mm,
break for a little bit, it settles down. So I've learned just to do a little bit here and there rather
yeah,
than get too carried away and determined with it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
beautiful. All right,
Good.
honey. Well, it was good to see you. You get some rest
Thank you.
and a
You
good
too.
night's sleep. I will be.
All right.
All
See
right.
you.
Take care, honey.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, beautiful. Oops, there we go. Beautiful energy as well. So I can hear her yawning in the background. I just muted you, hon. I love it. All right. So I know there is a lot of questions there. Sandra, hey, honey, thank you for your beautiful message as well. And I know you're coming up to Christmas without mum as well in that way. Now, Elizabeth, I don't expect you, honey, to do stars. That is totally fine. I do just want to make it clear that for those that are new, Spirit will draw me to where I need to go. As I said before, my members that have paid for a membership do get to come up, like the lovely Dee and Jen, and others do join in at times as well. And that's part of their membership. So I do like to ask their questions first. If you did want to book a reading with me, whether it's a one question or a proper reading, do go to my website, leannewinston.com, and you can find the services in there as well. But as I said, like we've got another scammer there as well. And Roz is asking if, sorry, Roz, I did see that earlier, but didn't get a chance to answer your question. No, I don't think anybody else is monitoring that I know of. I noticed they are coming through YouTube, Facebook. It'd either be my page, my Time TV, or my personal page. Thank you, honey. Look at that. She's onto it. LeanneWinston.com. Also, if you did want to get a deck of these cards that are on special with free postage for probably through to the middle of English December is the reference with that. Sorry, and you will save $15 with that. All right, so just quickly, but I'm going to pull and I want those that have asked questions to keep in mind the question, because I'm seeing people are asking the same person asking multiple questions. I do encourage people just to ask one question and think about the question they are asking. Do they really need to know the answer? And are they open to hear what needs to be coming through from spirit in that way? So what I want you to do is, just while I explain what's coming up, I want you to think about, for those that are wanting an answer, I want you to think seriously and hard about the question and have that clarity about your question that you are asking. I will pull a couple of cards out of the deck and give you an answer to the question that you are asking through the inner soul guidance cards that I have in my hands. Okay. So now is your time to think about that. Okay. If I didn't make that clear, I am getting tired too. So coming up this weekend, as I said, the 26th of November, Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m, I will be at the Old Adelaide Jail in, I think it's Theberton, behind the Theberton Police Barracks, in cell number 28, doing readings. If you want to make a pre-booking, please do reach out to me, as long as you know you are going to be there for that reading. Okay. And then on December the 10th and the 11th, I am actually hosting Colonnades. It's called SA's Psychic and Wellness Expo at Colonnade Shopping Centre. So for those that know Colonnade Shopping Centre down Port Noarlunga Way in Noarlunga, it is the lower level where Coles is. We're going to have a lot of beautiful stall holders in there as well. If you are a stall holder, I think I've got about 8 stalls left. If you are a stall holder and would love to join us, please do reach out and I can send you the information pack on that event. It is a 2-day event this time as well. Last year was crazy for Christmas shopping. We've got Santa Claus and the Magic Cave all set up in the shopping centre, so they will be we will be joining their celebrations as well. Yes, Mum, I totally agree with that. I am not saying those words. The cards are $39.95 Australian dollars. Okay. Beautiful. Excellent, honey. Now, I think overseas shipping, we don't have the sale on, but I think, and I'm sure Deb will be all right with this, maybe we'll have the shipping with you soon. We have a special on Australia only. So if you do want to buy that, honey, we could probably send your invoice and pay through that way with the discounted stuff as well. We do have another scammer there, guys, as well. And please don't reach out to my mum because she will tell you to go off. That was good timing. All right. So so Old Adelaide Jail this weekend, Colonnades on the 10th and the 11th of December. Oops. Thank you, Roz. It's not coming up. I'll have to get back to you, Tony, on that one. I will talk to Deb either tonight or tomorrow morning and confirm the price of what shipping would be as a discounted rate as well. Okay. Kim, she does go when she goes. You are very welcome, Tony. It's my pleasure, honey. All right. So if you are wanting to make a booking with me, Roz did put the thing there before. Leanne, sorry, I'm just trying to find it. LeanneWinston.com. There we go. Certainly check out my website. I do have limited readings now between now and Christmas time as well. They are Zoom, email readings, or phone appointments only. I am not doing face-to-face here in my home at the moment while my daughter's still doing treatment. So, all right. So hopefully you have given some thought to the question that you have asked. I've literally just had some few cards jump out. So I'm going to use those two and I'm going to draw one more. Ones that really jumped out are the ones I have got with that. All right. If you want to learn more about these cards, also we will be doing another okay, you're getting 4 cards now. Another workshop early in the new year as well, but you can register your interest with that. So please know, have that clear question that you are asking, and in response to your questions that's coming out now, this is a general one for everybody that I have not been able to ask a question for in that way. All right. Yeah, Tony, I've run out of time, honey, so I'm just doing a general one for everybody in that sense. So for those joining in, because I'm still seeing people kind of say, "Can I have a card?" This is for everybody, all right? So the question that you have in your head that you have asked and you've got that clear picture of, the first card I have pulled out of 4 cards by the look of it is the Star card. Now, this is very much about focusing on the manifestation of what it is that you want. So, for those people asking around jobs and moving homes and stuff, have that clear picture of what it is that you want it to look like, because that is what you're going to manifest. What you are putting out there is what is going to come back. So, if you're doubting yourself, you're, up in the air about something, that is what you're going to bring in. So, have that clear crystal focus of what it is. Okay. The card says, look to the stars. It's time to manifest. Visualize what you want. Plan and set your goals. Okay. The next card that came out was the Dove. And it is very much with what is going on. Find that inner peace within you. Because when you find that inner peace, you have balance. So by having that clear, precise focus and manifesting it, you need to also add the balance to it, as in the inner peace. When you're not peaceful, energy doesn't flow. Okay, and that card says, make a peace offering, absorb the silence and that inner peace. The next card that came out was the Cross. All right. Now, this can be external and internal. The card says you are on the right path. Believe in yourself, the destiny awaits. Sometimes it can be very much we are on that cross path, that crossroads as well with that. But I do feel that right now in this moment, you are on the right path. So those asking about the job, you are right where you need to be for now. Okay. Bye, Bridget. Thanks for joining in, honey. And the last card that has come out is very much to have fun. Be playful in what you are doing. No matter how serious it is, we've also got to have that balance. So let me read these to you in the flow of how it goes. Look to the stars. It's time to manifest. Visualize what you need and plan and set your goals. While making peace offerings, absorb the silence and the inner peace. You are on the right pathway. Believe in your destiny. Believe in yourself, your destiny waits. Be playful, have fun, and find that inner child. All right. So look at how that all resonates with the question that you had, because from these cards, these 4 cards, that answer should be clear to you when you get out of your own head and stay in the heart space. All right. Tony just says, thank you, hun. The last card helps me about moving. Beautiful. Excellent. And for those that I think somebody asked me a question on time period about when they will move, I want you to think about it and answer this yourself. Okay. So 1 to 14 days, 14 to 28 days, 28 to 45 days, or whatever it works out to. Look where you get stuck. All right. Look at where you no longer can go forward, and then go back to that last amount of 14 days and count it up until you feel like you can't go anymore. And that will be your answer. All right, so hopefully that was clear and that makes sense. I want to say thank you, everybody, for your patience in rescheduling this week. Next week, we should be back to normal on a Wednesday, our normal Wednesday ones. If you are wanting to join Yeah, that's still not working. Wanting to join my inner membership, you can do it on a mini level or the full inner circle membership. Just go to leannewinston.com/become a member, and that will come up, and all the costs and details are there. You can do a monthly payment plan on that as well. If you want to make a booking with me, leannewinston.com, as well as put up there before, there it is. And also there is the Inner Soul website link in my toolbar on that, and you can take advantage of this saving of $15 with freight at the moment until probably goes until the end of the month, but I think we're extending it to the middle of December. All right, beautiful souls. Hopefully you've taken something from tonight that resonates with you and has given you a little bit more clarity or some tools that you can use in your life to help make change for a positive direction in that way. Look after yourselves. Choose you. Give yourself that permission to have that space and that time to do that and be the best version of you. Much love. Bye.